All right, we are moving away from Star Wars, and we're moving into Pokemon Piplup Love. So here we are back with Bakugan as well. So again, Bakugan is a great line. I love the transformation. I love anything that transforms. And I bought tons of the stuff on sale, but there's a friend of mine in Japan, and he was on the damn ball, literally the Bakugan ball. And he would pick all this stuff. Hey, that price too? Damn, that actually was a tough one. Hence why he's by himself here, packed away. This was like, even as it was coming out, everyone knew Price 2 was valuable. I have no idea what it's worth now. I mean, I think there's like 35, 45 at the time. You got some bubble lifting, as always. I bought it from a comic book store in the middle of Illinois, in the middle of nowhere. They had it on the shelf. But you couldn't get it on discount, couldn't even find it in the store. So that's be intriguing to find out what he's worth. But this friend in Japan, he loved Bakugan. He's an old-time collector of vintage toys from 70s and 80s, and great guy. And he would just buy everything, all the Japanese exclusives. He's in Japan, obviously, all the promo items, all the prize items. He would hunt them down, buy them all up. He loved the line passionately with, actual heart behind it versus just monetary gain. But he was also getting me on the ball. He was giving me items. So a lot of these were from Japan. So here's some Seiyu. The bubble is awkwardly melted. That is so weird. So I don't know if this is an exclusive to Japan based on the colors or had any value to it compared to a US variant, but I'm going to find out because it's time to pop these things and kind of let them go. He did give me some of the exclusive promotional items and prizes, which we're going to find later on in those special little white boxes. I already found one. Okay, look at this. I bought this on myself. $3, pretty much what it came out to at a Mandarake for a 2-piece set. Cards are way more detailed and intense. I mean, they didn't even care half the time to put the name of the package for the US Bakugan. And then we get this. No, we didn't get it. In Japan, they got this completely just badass looking card. Pop out, shoot. Indeed, we will pop out and shoot. Then Bakugan was like, oh my God, sales are getting a little stagnant. Let's make action figure Bakugan that just look really weird as hell. That did not succeed. These were all on clearance all day long. I don't think these have any value, but again, they could be more difficult, which makes them now to have value. And then here's our Japanese. I've seen him before, but the paint deco is completely different. In Japan, the toys are more expensive in general in Japan because they put a lot of more love, effort, and quality into them. So you'll find a lot of the toys that we get in the US that may be the same mold, the same toy in Japan, will actually have less paint decos and less quality plastic. So this guy could be produced in the US, I'm very confident, but he wouldn't have the silver highlights and little tidbits here and there. Again, I could be wrong with the Bakugan version, though. Here's an additional sticker for a promotional item. If you're all Bakugan collectors, you could be excited, or you could be like, man, we've already seen all this stuff before, move on. And we are. We are going to New Vistoria. Oh, look at that. Literally, the Neo Dragonoid action figure. So this is when they make the actual action figures now. Because the show, if you remember, it was like the talking ball on the kid's shoulder. And this is what they were supposed to look like. Yeah, so I don't know if this has any value. Because it's Bakugan, but it's not transforming Bakugan. So, may be gone. So, oh, we got one more. Got our Japanese piece. No, this is a US piece. What the hell is going on here? So, look at that. They literally just copied the package. That was smart. Like, why make a new package? Let's just roll with it. Get it? Roll with it? Nah. Yeah. Not bad. I would do the same thing. It's like, looks good to me. So, Digimon. Digimon. Digital monsters. Digimon of the universe. These are Korean Digimon. So, I like Digimon in general for the transformation aspect. I know of the characters. It took me a long time to remember all those damn names. So, when I was in Japan for a while, the market for Digimon was just kicking up in the US, like the Digivices, everything. Like they were asking nothing. You would walk into like Mandarake and Akihabara. They would have all the Digivices, version 1, version 2, version 3, all the way to season 4 boxed. They wouldn't have like piles of them, but they'd be dead stock unused. And they'd be like $30, $40 each. Maybe a tougher one would be 50, 60. And then you have like, your Wi-Fi access to a point, your phone, because I'm a US, you can't use your phone in Japan like some of the international people and look up everything on the spot immediately. But the market was going straight up. And I was just buying them up. And of course, the next trip, like 6 months later, they caught on to that. And you're like, it's all in behind glass cases now for $300 each. But my point being is these were Korean only to my knowledge. And I decided to pick up a couple of the oddball characters. So I picked up him. I have you now in my hand. And I have the wolf. Woof, woof. So I did research. People are asking $250 for this guy. I think he's much more unique. I mean, everybody else is the basics to a point, but this guy I had never seen an action figure of before previously. So I think this is the best piece. So we're going to find out more about you, little fella. But again, if they're like a couple $100 each, I gotta let this stuff go. Like for Digimon, we're gonna let go of all packaged sealed US Digimon and keep the loose ones I have in the basement, because it's not top tier passion behind those. It's just they're really fun to have. I watch the cartoon, but I'm not sitting there holding Digivices every day in the car and playing my little opening up my Digi egg and hatching it, because I'm so in love with Digimon. So for Pokemon, as I mentioned earlier, I did invest in Pokemon correctly and poorly at the same time. It's pretty amazing. So I felt when Jax is coming out that the human figures were going to be more desirable, because they kept pumping out the same Pokemon figures over and over of all the characters, from Jax, from Hasbro, to everybody. So when you looked at the shelf, you saw Ash, Brock, and Dawn. Dawn was with 1 per case. Everybody else was 2 to 3 per case. So I picked up a number of her, and I thought she'd be a much better investment. And she's like only $45 now, so not so much. But she has Buneri, and Buneri is fucking badass. And then I was like, I like plush, because we're all weird. So I felt buying plush on discount was going to be a great investment at some point, because plush Pokemon kids, it's like the toys, but there's going to be a market for it. And there kind of is. And of course, the plush are selling like hotcakes. But the joke is they keep making plushes everywhere, all the time. It's an oversaturated market. So people don't go back and say like, oh my God, you have the original Jax Piplup. I will pay X for it. Yeah, I think this complaining with me. What did you say? What did you just call me? Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, just mispronunciation there. $30 each, that's about it. And then people are not fighting each other for these at all. But they are really nice, but that's the problem. If they take up this much space at this point, they gotta go. And the same as always, if you want it back, you can always just buy it back for the same price. Right, Lee Fairy? Sorry about that.